Alright, today's video journal day 12. And so one thing I did is I actually changed the camera to 4K, and so it probably looks better now or something. Hopefully. That'd be pretty cool. Or maybe it's just not noticeable. I really need better lighting. I think that's what's really making this camera not look as good as it should. Not as it's not doesn't look bad, but it definitely could be better for sure. And so I did recently talk to Dave from Objective Personality and talked to him how I believe I'm actually audio. And yeah, he after telling him a few things, he also says that that's probably more likely. And so yeah, I was gonna. I mean, I believe I was gonna be audio either way. Like after really thinking about it and talking to people and talking to my mom, I talked to her. I believe she's either double feminine or visual, and so I noticed that when talking to her, she had this capability to kind of remember in visuals. She she, she could she told me about like her childhood house, and she could like visually walk through it in her mind, and I thought that was very fascinating. I definitely can't do that. I can't even do that with the house that I lived in just like a few years ago. Like, okay, probably um, that doesn't matter. A few years ago, I can't remember that one. I can't remember it very well. Nope. And so, um, yeah, I just thought that's pretty interesting, and it makes a lot. Everything's clicking a little bit better by type after that. Another thing that I've been kind of pondering with the objective personality stuff lately is the so with like introversion and extroversion, I think it's really interesting how I think from from my understanding, it feels like there's two different ways you can kind of look at it. You can look at it like on paper, introversion versus extroversion, and there's also a in reality look at it because you look at somebody like um, people like Mr. Beast and Jerry Seinfeld. They are both play last extremely extroverted. I mean, extremely introverted. But so on paper they're okay. So the idea is they're on paper they're very introverted, but the interesting thing is that in reality they're not really that introverted. You can see them doing so many extroverted stuff. They talk well. They're not, and so it's just very interesting because also when Dave um, gave me the audio of my he gave me an audio for my type. He basically kind of explained it a little bit. And he was like, "Yeah, you're basically like an introvert of all introverts." He's like, "I would say you're the third or fourth most introverted column, and that says a lot because there's 16, and so even if I'm just the fourth, that's the that's in the 75th percentile of introversion." And so, to be fair, I think I'm social. He said I'm social 4. I'm kind of contemplating whether I could be social 3. I told him social. I thought it was social 4. He's seen that too, but I'm kind of contemplating social 3 too because this specialized. But either way, I'm not as introverted as if I really am social 4. I'm not as introverted as I could be, but still, I think I can. A conservative estimate is like probably in the 70th percent. I'm probably in the 70th percentile of introverts. Maybe not like in reality, like not on paper because thing is, like, on paper, I'm actually lead play, which is the most extroverted animal first, and you get defined by introversion and extroversion depending on what animal you are, depending on the animals. And so I'm defined as an introvert because I'm blast last. Blast is with like talking and getting started and stuff. And so that's why I've been trying to. That's kind of helped me figure out that I needed to learn how to talk more, and made me do this. And so, yeah. But, anyways, lead play. It's interesting because I'm lead play, but which is the most extroverted animal first. So you'd think that this type couldn't be very introverted, but actually, in reality, it can be very, very introverted. And so it's just very fascinating to me because both my extroverted functions are also saviors. But I realized you can kind of use your extroverted functions without like interacting with others too. Like I'm TENE, and so I can kind of I don't have to necessarily be talking to people to use T and NE, and that's something I find pretty interesting. Oh, all right. Um, I'm going to become a consistent content creator in 2025.